How do you find students or clients to actually teach mindfulness to? You may have actually done some training in mindfulness already and you're ready to start teaching. You may feel a little bit unconfident, but you're ready. And then you find that actually it's quite hard to find students to teach mindfulness to. So, where do you start? And it seems like there's so many other things involved, and there's such a noisy world, particularly online, with all sorts of other options. How do you go about finding students? This is the Teach Mindfulness podcast. My name's Shamash. I'm a mindfulness teacher, and also a mindfulness teacher trainer, and I guess a mindfulness teacher community builder. And we're talking today all about how to find students and clients to teach. Now, this is actually a really big subject. There's so many different answers that I could share with you. But I'm going to be sharing with you 4 or 5 different things to begin with to get yourself started. Now, one way of thinking about this is just thinking about what I'm doing now. I'm being, I guess, quite generous with the amount of information and content I'm sharing with you to support you in your journey as a mindfulness teacher. And I would encourage you to do the same. So if you have happened to completed a training and you're thinking about how could you go about finding students, you could be generous, and it feels good. A lot of mindfulness teachers like being generous. So you can be generous in the way that you share information with them. You could share tips, approaches to be mindful, different techniques, some guided meditations. You could use different mediums for this. You could create videos if you feel comfortable with that. If not, then you could do record audio like I am right now with the podcast. If you like writing, you could write a blog post, maybe weekly or monthly, but sharing this kind of useful information on a regular basis, however regular feels good for you and feels sustainable for you too. Let's take a mindful approach to this, and we don't want to work so hard that we get worn out or burn out, because that's not going to help anybody. But a balanced amount where you're sharing information with others about your insights, your approach, and your way to sharing mindfulness with others. That can really help. There's a reason that you're listening to this now, because you're getting some interesting information, I guess. Hopefully you're finding it interesting. Otherwise, you probably would be doing something else. So some hoping to get some nuggets that you can actually apply in your work. And so it's the same approach I'd recommend for you. Think about how can you be generous and support the people that you want to support. In this case, I'm supporting people who are thinking about becoming mindful teachers or people who are new mindfulness teachers. And that moves me on to the second point, which is be focused with who you're supporting. Okay. If you're just saying, I'm going to support everyone, then it's not really going to be attractive to anyone in particular. But if you say, I'm going to be supporting working mums with young children who are suffering from stress, then it's much more specific. And that group of people will be more attracted to it, and you'll be able to support them more specifically as well with this kind of support that you give. So be focused in what you're offering them. Thirdly, be careful about social media. This is a thought that I had this morning. The problem with social media, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and all the rest of them, is that because they're companies and they're companies that are trying to make a lot of profits, when you share some information on that social media platform, they only share it with only 2 or 3% of your followers. Did you know that? It's quite surprising once you realize that. And it's only if you pay them money will they share it with more of your followers, especially if you've got some kind of business account or like a Facebook page or Instagram page and stuff. And even if not, they don't really share it with everyone. So the reason I'm saying that is that, yeah, you could use social media and you can get in touch with people. It's probably an important thing to do. But to take a mindful approach, maybe choosing the social media, which will be the target kind of group of people that you want to work with. And also knowing that, okay, I don't want to spend all my time on the social media platform because I know that most people are not actually going to see that information, or not too many. I need to think of other ways of connecting with people and reaching out. And so not thinking of that as the only way of connecting with people. Fourthly, and this is something that works for me, and this is something that we're going to be offering in our community, is try and run it in the form of challenges For example, this podcast that I'm doing is a personal 1 month challenge that I've given to myself to make a track every day for you to support mindful teachers or wannabe mindfulness teachers or mindfulness teachers seeking extra support. And I've given it myself a little challenge to do that. And that works quite well for me, monthly challenges. So if you're a little bit hesitant or nervous about sharing information, maybe you can make it into a challenge. Like maybe you'll create a little blog post once a week for 4 weeks where you'll write something about the kind of group of people you want to focus on, your niche as it's called, and maybe we can talk about niches in the future and how to reach them, how to connect them, and giving yourself a little challenge for a short period of time to create some information or content which they'd be interested in. So that would be my fourth tip. Give yourself some little mini challenges that you feel that you can do. It's quite hard to do them on your own. So I've often done challenges when they're part of a bigger challenge, and that's that, and with others. And that kind of takes me to the fifth point, which is you could try doing this on your own, but together we are much more stronger. And I'm very, very passionate about community, being part of communities myself, and also building communities to support others, because I think communities are the way for us all to transform together. So there's no, there would be a community leader there, but they're kind of holding the space, and that's the role I like to have of holding the space as best I can with others, and we all learning from each other, supporting each other, training each other, educating each other, and encouraging each other too. And everybody will have a different skill or ability or talent. And so rather than working in isolation, if we can come together, whatever the group is, in this case, we're mindful teachers, we can come together and support each other in that way. It's really, really powerful. So that links up nicely with what I want to offer, which is a community for mindfulness teacher. We're starting a Teach Mindfulness Academy, which is launching on the 1st of November. And it will be a monthly thing. So you can join for a month or a few months or longer. And the idea is that we will have weekly challenges, we'll have monthly themes, and it's all about giving space to build your confidence, to guide meditations, and also to have a sense of accountability and to even work together, doing some co-working. So that's what I'm doing. But if not that, then if that doesn't appeal to you, then find some other community or some other training or some other support. Find what's right for you, but a specific one for your area and speciality works even better. So if you're a mindful teacher, one might be useful. So if you're interested in that, get in touch with me and I can tell you more. Okay, so that's all I wanted to share for now. So that, as I said, it's a big subject. I like to call it authentic marketing, and we offered a course in authentic marketing to our mindfulness teachers and seemed to help. But we got the feedback that we need continual support rather than just a one-off course. So that's why we've started the community. Anyway, love to hear how you find mindful students. How do you find clients to share mindfulness with? Let me know. And you can even send an audio message via Spotify, I think, to me to let me know, or let me know what else you'd want me to cover as well. I've been talking a lot today, so I think I'll stop now. Thanks a lot for listening. It's been the Teach Mindfulness podcast. Feel free to get in touch and drop a review if you've got a few moments. Thanks a lot. Looking forward to sharing tomorrow, our next episode, all about the power of storytelling, what we like to call mindful storytelling. So we're going to be talking about all of that in our next episode.